Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Accu-stats Video Productions is pleased to welcome you to the 2017 Accu-stats Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. Thank you. We're coming to you live, as we always do, right here in the Aramis-Simonis Arena from Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey, Accu-stats' home, and the birthplace of the Make It Happen series. As is our custom in the Make It Happen series, we bring 6 of the greatest players in the world here with your help, and we have them play the Make It Happen round-robin format. For the first 4 days of this double Make It Happen event, we're playing 8-ball, race to 10 games. The winner of each match receives $1,000. We have 2 more matches to play in the round-robin format. Once that's concluded, we're going to bring back the players with the 2 best overall records at 9:30 tonight to compete for the championship and another $1,000. So please stay with us for that. We know you will. And then please join us again tomorrow when we're going to begin straight pool. We got the best equipment known to the industry, Diamond Billiard Products, providing us with a beautiful Pro-Am table. We have Simonis 860 Tour Blue, and we've got Aramis balls. It doesn't get any better than that, and we want to again express our gratitude to those companies for their support. The Make It Happen series is going into its 11th event. It began in 2012, so 5 years of Make It Happen events, and none of this would have been possible without the devotion and loyalty of the Accu-stats family and the Accu-stats customers. And that means each and every one of you, and each and every one of you that sit here and support us so graciously. So we want to say on behalf of our 6 great champions, Ed Ladawi and the staff here at Sandcastle Billiards and the Accu-stats video production team, how much we appreciate that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it happen. Thank you so much. All right, both these players have a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, so someone's going to go ahead and someone's going to wind up 2 and 3. But nevertheless, it's going to be exciting either way. Now my pleasure to introduce our players for match number 14. From Bislig, Surigao del Sur in the Republic of the Philippines. This gentleman's a former world 8-ball champion. He's a 2-time Derby City World All-Around champion, and he is the defending Derby City Master of the Table. He's also a former WPA Player of the Year. He's sponsored by Miyuchi and Bugsy Promotions. He's known as RoboCop. Please welcome Dennis Orcullo. Thank you so much. His opponent, making his debut at the Make It Happen series, he's from Berlin, Germany, and he has already made his very first Team Europe Mosconi Cup team. He'll be playing next month. He's also coming off a top 10 finish at the US Open 9-ball championships, and he's the reigning China Open champion. He's sponsored by Checkio and by Predator. Would you kindly welcome Joshua, the Killer, Filler. All right, here we go, race to 10. Interact your own format. Your official timekeeper is Julie Ha, and I'm going to send it to the booth to our host for the week, Double J, Jeremy Jones, and to our own Hall of Famer, Danny DiLiberto. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, thanks again, Kenny, and welcome everyone to the 2017 Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. We're here in Edison, New Jersey, as Kenny said. I'm Jeremy Jones with Accu-stats Video Productions, joined by Hall of Famer Danny DiLiberto. Hello, Danny. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's not a beach day out there, but it's not snowing, so I'm doing great. I'm having fun here with you doing these commentaries. We're seeing the best play you could ever see.
Yeah, the players have really lived up to what we expected to see here. Sometimes we expect it too easily, but these guys are definitely playing exceptional pool and fun to watch. A lot of drama, a lot of close matches. Now this match here, we had talked about it earlier in the first match. This match here, neither one of these players now know that they can get to the finals because of Jayson Shaw defeating Shane Van Boening in our opening match. So now Jayson's controlled his own destiny and gotten to the final. He's going to face Corey Deuel tonight at 9:30. But both these players will be still playing as hard as ever. Maybe a little wind knocked out of their sails, and that's just human nature. That's just a natural thing when you know you can't get to the final. But I still expect great pool.
They'll get it back.
Yeah. Dennis, I think Him and Darren were the two that had struggled with the break the most part through this event. Not so much Dennis not making balls, but he's lost the cue ball quite a few times. He's made a solid on the break. He's got, I don't know if he can cut back the 4 or not. If he can't cut the 4 back, he's got issues, Danny.
He can't cut it back. He doesn't have that.
The bank, maybe, the cross corner.
That might be the best choice. You know, I don't see him shooting the 6 or the 7.
Well, he can't see the 6, and the 7 is I don't think he can avoid the scratch with the 13 there.
Can't. Because if he draws the ball, he'll go right in the side, and if he follows it, he'll glance off the ball. So, it's like you said, he's got to play the bank.
And watch this, how slow he turns this ball backwards. That's the key. Give it time to turn. A lot of people, when they go to extreme throw shots, they hit it too hard, Danny, and they don't allow the cue ball to have time to turn the object ball.
Yeah, you're right.
A great
he
shot.
Cut that in.
Yeah, great shot on the 4. A little unlucky getting elevated on the 13 here. He's got a shot on the 5, but it's not easy. And we are playing all ball fouls. So,
well, where he's at, rolling this in, I think he'll run into the 12. But that'll hold him for the 1 and 2.
Yeah, here I'm not as concerned about the cue ball, but it's all about making the ball, and that was the issue. And also, it was only the second shot of the match besides the break. So, I mean, to come with that elevated shot right from the get, knowing you got to put a little bit on the cue ball to get up for the 1 and 2.
You're right. An hour from now, he would have handled that, I think.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We've seen that in most of the matches. If there are some mistakes and there are some misses, it's pretty early in the match for the most part. Now, Filler's got a lot of work with that 13. He's got to figure out a safe way to go in there, because going in behind it may offer a scratch.
Yeah.
I
He
think
can get to the 12 pretty easily. Oh, he tried to hit him. He brushed him, but
that was a little dangerous. I think he could have done a lot just getting on the 12 like you talked about. Oh, does he have a dead one now?
No, it's dead all right, but he could billiard it in with the 9.
If it's not 100%, just play the 9. Play the 9.
Play them both.
Right. You got to call 1, though. Okay, so the 13 is definitely wired. The key here is don't get elevated. Don't stick on the 7. Hit a piece of the 7 like that. Nice shot.
It was.
And he'll go ahead and peel this 12 off while he's got it. Most likely using the 11 to get on the 10 after he pockets the 9. So he'll roll forward here. I think roll forward and get on the 9. You'll notice he can just bump the 9 in and hold for the 11. Now right here, you want to be real full on this 11. You don't want to have a lot of angle.
Well, he's got it. And the reason Jeremy's saying that is so he can control it to the 10, then the 14. He got pretty full.
Yeah, he got real nice. And we had talked about it earlier in the week. When you're playing 8-ball, it's so much different than 9-ball. 9-ball, you play with angles a lot to move the cue ball easily because you have to go up and down the table. But when you're playing 8-ball the right way, you play a lot more full hits because you're playing on one half of the table and then the other half.
And also in 9-ball, the balls tell you what to shoot next.
Right.
8-ball, you got to see the paths and the layouts and choose the right ones. Well, he's got the 8. Straight shooter.
Yeah, and a nice opening. And Dennis Orcullo, I mean, that was a miss, but it was an easy shot, that's for sure. He had to turn the cue ball loose when he cut the 4. That was the only shot he had. And that wasn't an easy one by any means.
Well, like you said, over the top, early in the match, couldn't handle it. But later, he probably will.
And I know Josh is wanting to rebound after last night's match, that it wasn't so much the loss, it was the it was the score that really got
Right.
that opened our day 4 up to where Jayson Shaw just had to win basically to get in the final.
Well, this kid right now, he's had a great career early, and he's not used to getting slaughtered. And that was sort of a slaughter.
Yeah,
But he's got to forget it.
yeah, and what I'm impressed is I know it's a day later, but still a really nice out after a miss by Dennis to start off here. And it looks like he's made a solid. And that could be an issue here. Does he have a shot, Danny?
I'm looking. I don't
Oh, the
see
one
it.
goes. The one goes, though.
Well, so does the 3, but it's a mile away.
Yeah, but at least he's closer to the one. Like, if you have to come with one, that's usually what you want to look at, right?
Right.
Is he going at the 3 now?
Might.
And I think he's thinking he can dodge the 10 and go into the 7 and 12 with some speed. But if he adds a lot of speed to this, I think he's got a chance of still catching the 10 like that.
Great shot.
Yeah, great shot. But now he's going to have issues breaking. So I would have really looked at that 1 ball, I think, to open and leaving that 3 ball down by the 7. But nevertheless, the 7 goes. You don't have to break it. And it was a great shot, though, coming off the end rail.
Really? Now what? Does he have the 1?
I think so. If he's full, do you drop down to try and get on the 7 now? I think it's there. He's going to use the 6, which is probably a more controlled way, and I agree with that actually. Now looking at it, this is going to take some control. Dive in the cue ball in between the 10-8 and then back up. Oh, he's breaking. I don't understand that, Danny.
He didn't need to.
Yeah, from that position, you're taking a big chance of getting pinned.
I could see the way he was winding up, he was going to go into it.
I thought he was just using some control to dive down to the end rail and then bounce up just above the 7 for the cut shot. But he's got to look at the 4, though.
I tell my pupils, don't go into balls if they pass somewhere. Try to fall on where you can make them, and that'll help you get cue ball control.
Okay, that's going to work out.
Yeah, it was a good time to open the 8.
Yeah, a little fortunate, but I think he deserved it. He made that cut shot look easy, and that ball was frozen. So a lot of times when it's frozen, you want to put that helping inside on it to make the shot easier. But there, he couldn't afford to do that because he would lose the cue ball.
Well, does he have enough angle on the 5 to bounce out?
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Also, if maybe he can cut the 4 from a position and get on the backside of the 11 and take the long shot on the 8.
Oh, did he snooker himself?
He went a long ways.
I think he snookered himself.
I'm not sure about that, but he's got a less of an angle, and now he's going to have to pound the ball.
He's got it.
Oh, can he go straight across?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was taking a chance going straight across.
Did it very nicely, too.
Yeah. And that's one sign of a great player, and as far as the recovery, he can recover from a lot of places.
And mature knowledge for a young man.
Does he have to spin this, or?
No, he's got it straight.
Okay. Because he, in the short time of being around him, he's not a slow player by any means, so he'll get down and knock the ball in at a quick pace. I'm not so sure we're going to see the pace in this match compared to match 1 today.
I know, that was unbelievable. They were getting out in a minute.
Yeah, well, they were breaking the balls so well. The balls opened a lot. There were very little big issues. This is our second match of the day. It would be our 14th match of the event.
Exactly.
And we're not done. At 7 o'clock, we'll have Corey Deuel, who is undefeated and already has a spot in the final. Going into today, he'll be playing Darren Appleton. And then at the final at 9:30, it'll be Corey Deuel right back playing Jayson Shaw.
Then tomorrow we got straight pool, 150-point matches. We're going to see a lot of 100-ball runs, I believe.
Yeah, especially I think you'll see a lot of the guys practicing the straight pool when they get time today on the table, and a lot tomorrow. But they're real comfortable with the table probably by now, I would think. And
Dennis plays straight pool, He won the straight pool tournament at Derby City one year.
Yeah, well, I watched Dennis I was around him when he kind of started playing one pocket, and the way he excelled in that game.
Yeah, he learned quick. In
He
the
sure
beginning,
did.
he didn't know what he was doing.
There's not many calling him up to play some one pocket. Him and Tony Shohan have had 2 incredible matches, but you got to consider him one of the top 2 or 3 in the world playing all games, right?
Definitely. And he's a good money player.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about it beforehand. Sometimes tournaments with certain players, you just don't really get to see really how great they are.
Well, there's a difference. In most tournaments, you lose, you're out. Gambling, rack them up and start another game.
Right. And some players, like, they'll play it a little, I don't know, closer to the vest playing in a tournament because you can't get games back. So you don't get to see them open up all the time. The ones that win most of the tournaments can open up all the time, believe it or not. They're the ones that are willing to take those chances, in my opinion anyway. It's hard to beat the best in the world playing safe, right?
Well, you got a great opinion there. I'm very impressed. I never worked with you. I'm very impressed. You got a great opinion.
He's going to dig on this cue ball and try and create, I think, trying to get on that 6. And it'd be real unlucky as well as he hit that to not get anything. Oh, he does have the 13. Okay. Does he? Maybe not.
I think he does.
He's going to play the 12 off the 9, folks. Watch this shot. And a
He
little
hit the
heavy.
one.
Yeah, a little heavy. And I'd like to see if what Josh does with this group up here. Just because if he breaks, I'm wondering where the 9's going to go. If it's going to go in or if it's going to bobble and cover that pocket up some kind of funny way. If he could get on the 7 to shoot the 7 into the rail off the 9, that would do a lot, right? That's what he's looking at now. What's the 9 going to do if I break, like shooting the 4 and going to the 3? He got on the 7 some kind of way, like drew back, shoot the 2 and draw back on the 6 and shoot the 7 up and have the 5 there to play position and let them balls open.
Well, if that's what he wants to do, he could shoot the 6 and get on the 7.
Yeah, it's a little thin, right, Danny? You have
Right,
to, you
but
have
I
to
think
ease
he
it.
can kill it.
He's going into him here, I think, and that's a little dangerous. That's a
Wow.
little dangerous.
Powerful stroke.
Yeah, he almost didn't end up with a shot. Now he's got to shoot the 7. He's got the 1, but see what he did with the 4?
Yep, that's what happens when you hit balls. You can tie them up somewhere else.
Yeah, and again, that's a few times we've seen it this week. You kind of do something, getting in a hurry to take care of a problem instead of doing what's really right to take care of a problem. Is he ducking? Ducking meaning playing safe?
That's what it looked like.
Not bad. It's going to be a long game from here, most likely. And the reason why it was so important for him to, he's given Dennis some shots, but you'll notice that 9 buried. He moved a couple of balls that were near that 9 that were going to give Dennis a lot more opportunity to break the 9 open. So it's kind of like he took away Dennis's cover, his possibilities. Dennis really needs to keep as many stripes on the table as he can. And this is really, overall, one of the first games we've seen take this route, right? Or one of the few.
Right, we had one earlier. They played about 15 safes before they shot. But you got to do it sometimes.
Right.
If you're trying to eat. Well, that wasn't too useful.
Yeah. I'm trying to I think he needs to knock the 12 down there by the 9 on the back rail somewhere, or a little bit past the 1 or something like that. I think either that or just lay on the 10 and make him shoot away on the 1 and 4, right? Or the 7.
Right.
You could tie this up as well. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Funny rack.
Sure is.
We've had a lot of them break open where it was like Mickey Mouse running out. But now there are going to be a lot of safes.
Yeah, I think Dennis could have done a little better with moving that 13. Instead of moving it over there, he kind of tied himself, made it to where he's a little the worst of it. He needs balls open a little more. With having that 9 jammed up there, he needs a little more options than Filler does. Is this 5 dead? Where he can get at it maybe later on, with like coming off the 6 with the cue ball?
It's going a little high, but it'll throw.
Yeah, it's a little high, but as Danny said, if he could hit it on the top somehow, whether that be with the cue ball or another solid, a good chance of it throwing in.
It will definitely throw. But where's the solid near it that you could do it with?
He could drift him down on the back of the 5 right there. He could have done that with no problems. Now Dennis, shoot the 5 in off the 7, bury him on the back of the 10. Get rid of one of his balls right here. And if you ask me, it looks like it's laying perfect. No?
I don't know, pal. You might be right.
No, it's a little
He's
off.
not doing it.
It's a little off, though.
Well, he could throw it the other way. Which means towards the 7 instead of the pocket.
Yeah, if he could, anytime you're in this type of situation, if you can make a legal shot and knock one of your opponent's balls in, that's huge.
Was the 6 froze.
All right, he carried the cue ball to the rail.
Right, he hit a rail anyway. Funny rack.
Well, Dennis has got to be careful now that this young man, I would just push off the 11 and retie up the 6 and 10 with the cue ball. He's got to be careful here, Dennis does. And that's what I was talking about also. Anytime you can remove one of your opponent's balls, that's huge. We talked about it earlier. I kind of say when I'm telling people about it, you're kind of going to war, right? And
Right.
you got more soldiers on the battlefield than your opponent. That's huge. That's just math.
And it becomes more like chess.
We play more checkers where I'm from than chess.
Yeah, checkers.
Well, you got to take the jump, though, so it's a little more sophisticated checkers than what you might think.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Anything you like right here with the solids?
I don't know.
Well, there's a little more gap there now, but he has to cream this to make it. Okay. And if he can make the 10, that wouldn't hurt him. Now.
They're getting worse.
They are getting worse, but I wonder if Dennis is going to go for the out here. With the 12, he may be able to break the 9 up if he was to cut it to the upper left. Like he'd have to break out 2 clusters. But he can play the 13, 5, 10 maybe and do something, try and create. Otherwise, I don't think he's going to do anything. But he's got to be real careful again here with the 6, right? Because the 5 is bustable.
Yeah, he does have that shot you called the 13-5.
Maybe try and create from there. I don't like moving this 12 away, but he doesn't really have much else. Look at this shot. How great was that shot? Making the 6 and planting them on the end rail. But if
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of knowledge, the Filipinos, and I often wonder, who did they learn from?
Well, it's just like I think Dennis needs a ball by that 9. Filler needs a ball by that 5. But the thing is, Dennis has made 2 of his balls in the last 2 shots, so he's running out of apples. There is a long rail bank on the 5 that he could maybe get to at another time. That's what he's doing, I think. I think he's going for it because there's a big pocket. Wow, look at this shot. Wow, the double barrel. Wow.
Amazing.
I thought he was banking that and then holding for the big pocket bank on the 5 up there with the 9. You know what I mean? Like kind of slow rolling it. And if he doesn't make it, it doesn't really matter that much because the 9's locked up.
He turned the cue ball loose, but it didn't have to find the side pocket.
Oh, no, I consider that just a super chilly roll. Dennis doesn't have to do this, though. I'm looking at it. Look at the way they're laying out. What if you shoot the 13, 5, 10 combination and let the 13 come up the side rail? He could have played the 13 off the 9, opening it up.
Well, tell me, are we playing 3 fouls in a row you lose?
No. I think that was just asked a moment ago by Dennis, and I think yes, and we got a confirmation that no, we're not playing that way.
Well, then that shot didn't make sense.
He did okay, though.
There's 2 scratches.
Yeah, and I think really Dennis turned the tides whenever he pocketed on a legal shot, 2 shots in a row, 2 of Filler's solids. I think that really, kind of like if you play backgammon and you can see that this guy, they're set up better for him than your opponent. I think he did a lot when he did that.
You play backgammon?
I just watched it.
Billy in Cardona is very good at it.
Yeah, I've watched Billy play it quite a bit. The guy that owned the 2 pool rooms in my hometown when I started playing pool, he was a really good player. And I watched quite a bit of it in between watching some pool matches. I guess he doesn't mind coming out of the pocket. The 13's pretty deep to come out of the pocket from distance.
Yeah, anytime a ball is hanging like that, it's tough to play position from it.
Well, it becomes a little more uncertain because the way the ball goes into the point is much different than how you predict it going into the rail.
He's got to hit it thin.
Right. And he hit it great, but he made it look easy, right?
Right.
Now, Dennis, an easy 8 ball to get on the board.
Well, okay, I've been ignoring our supporters, so I'm going to go into them. Art Krasnow from Connecticut, Ariel LaCosta, New York, Ken Lee, Florida, Bob Lewis, New Hampshire. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we all want to thank you for y'all's continued support of Accu-stats and the Make It Happen events. We all talk about just in these matches, just this, for instance, here, these guys playing for that $1,000 and a lot of pride because they're competitors. I think more of the pride, but there's another factor in there that I think means much more than the money and even the pride is the fans. You know.
Yeah.
We don't always get to talk about it because we're not interviewed every night like a lot of sports are, but the fans really mean as much as anything. Seeing somebody that appreciates what you're doing and the work you put in.
Yeah, you're right. And most of the fans are ignorant of all that. You know, we love them all, but they ask some dumb questions.
Yeah, well, they're trying to learn. And now a dry break most likely want to take solids just because of the 2 and 13, unless something tells you just absolutely I can't. The 1's a little tight. It goes by the 15. It goes by the 2 up long too, and I might try and fall on that right now. Just knock this 6 in, and if not, if I don't get on the 1 up long, he could bump it too, I guess. That's okay. But that's what I try to get on, the 1 up long. Just knock that one away. And if I get to where I can roll into position on the 2 right there, that does a lot for me as well. But if not, I got the 4 and the 7 to play. What do you see, Danny?
Well,
I like rolling forward here a little.
I do. You might get a cut on the 2.
And it's an easy shot rolling forward.
But it's
for
got a
Dennis
little
especially.
angle, so
a little bit.
It's going to make the 2 a little tougher.
Well, if I don't roll forward, I definitely still pick the 1 off because the 1 is tight going by the 15. I don't wait on the 1, even if I don't feel like going forward is the play.
Yeah, the 1 does not pass the 15, so it's a good opportunity to shoot it now. I think that's what he's planning.
Well, and there's a combination of problems. If the 10 wasn't there, the 10's really covering up the 5 and 3 because you'll notice you'll have to shoot with angle on the 5 and 3. So not only the 2 ball, he's wondering how am I going to do all this and still get to the 5 and 3 properly as well.
Well, he must not like the angle on the 1.
I can't believe he's passing on this 1 ball right here, really.
Right.
It goes by the 15, but it's tight, and we've seen a couple misses on when the players didn't have the entire pocket. Okay, he's going to try and draw to the 1 right now. I mean, to the 2 right now. He's looking at that 1 ball, just making sure it was still like he thought it was before. Oh no, he's playing for the 1 now. Is he? No, okay.
No, he's got the 2.
Yeah, he's going to play the 1 to get position on the 5-3, and I might look at trying to play both right here. Try and hold for the 5 if I can, because with the 1 there, you can brush the 3 and reposition on the 3 after shooting the 1. So, or if he gets on the 3 grip, well, either one.
He got on the 3.
Yeah, and he can roll forward for the side, I think. I think he can roll just a little bit forward for the side, but then we still got issues on the 8, Danny.
Did we figure out the 1 yet?
Okay. I think he can shoot the 8 in the lower left with no problem. So he'll shoot the 3 and draw back for the 1. Go to the side rail and get a little bit of a cut. Pretty full on the 5 to where he can just stay on that side and shoot the 8. Is that right?
Right.
So he wants to draw back about where he's at now. Okay, now he's got to pay attention to this 1. Because he's got to shoot it. I'm looking right down the barrel. He's got to shoot it to the right half of the pocket. So that makes the hit on the cue ball a little thinner. Doesn't want to bounce too much and get behind that 10. So he's going to have to put a little more draw on this ball than he probably originally intended.
He can get right where he is now.
But the 8 doesn't go by the 12, I don't think. I think he wants to stay on the left side of the 10. Like so. To where he's got to kill the ball right there and shoot the 8 right there in that lower left. Another tester just because he's got to hit it easy, right?
Yep. Anytime you shoot easy, a little tougher to control your accuracy.
Can't afford to touch any rubber here because this pocket has definitely hung a bunch of balls. Oh, yeah.
You called it. It hung another one.
And also the diamond tables, they're not easy. They're deep shelves. Anytime you're playing with a little deeper pocket, the slate goes a little deeper into the pocket. You're going to have to hit the ball a little better. He wants to really get on that 14, though. End up a little short on both there. He should have gotten a little more full on the 9 or a little closer to the 14. I still like him shooting the 14 right now. Unless it goes by the 8. That makes a difference. But just first look, I thought it didn't go by the 8.
I don't think it does.
And he doesn't have to draw the 14. He can fall on the 9 a lot easier later on. You gonna bump this? Okay. And with the 13 being there, he needs to be pretty concerned here on what he's doing. Now, what do you think, Danny? 13's up the rail a little bit now.
Right, he's going to have to get a little better on that. Well, he could do it off the 11 in the side.
Yeah. He'd like to get on the 13 now and then draw back for the 10 on the side.
He did
and
that.
And be able to fall for the 14 below it in the side pocket. So, pretty good thinking by the young man.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, he has a mature head for pool at a young age.
Yeah, and I really like his pace right now. It's not as fast as it was the other day, but just a real smooth, calm pace, if you ask me.
Good out.
Dennis had missed a 5-ball in the opening game that I think was a missable ball, but if you're going to beat any of this cast we have here for the Make It Happen 8-ball Invitational, he can't be missing 5 balls like that, right, Danny?
Right. Well, we got a few people that are here, I'm going to thank. Suzanne and Rich Lodato of New York, they are here watching. David Sky McFerrin from Michigan, and David Madison from Idaho. Stu Matana, our friend from New York.
And if you're just joining us, so we're in the second match of day 4, the 14th match overall in our series of 8-ball. It's FILLER and Orcullo. And at 7 o'clock, we'll have Deuel and Appleton. And later on at 9:30, it'll be Deuel again to face Jayson Shaw. Now, Dennis has broke dry once. Oh, excuse me, never mind. It was FILLER that broke dry. Oh, he really missed those. He made a ball, but it made him fall, a cue ball fall to the end rail, and way more clusters than we're used to seeing with the guys breaking from the center. He's got stripes, and I'm not sure he has anything. I think the 14's covered up by the 4, even though he's got kind of a big pocket with the 11 being up there. Don't think he can get at the 15 to cut properly at the 11.
We're going to see a safe. That's what we're going to see.
Yeah, and that's more available as far as keeping FILLER. And he's not got to panic. You'll notice the 5 ball up there. This is where you don't panic if you got to play safe. Just keep it simple. Probably shooting the 10 ball and rolling up on the back of the 12 and 15. Oh, he thinks the 14 goes. Okay. And I hope it does, because I'd like to see him shoot these kind. Oh, wow. He always just never lets up on a stroke. What
Beautiful.
A shot.
That was worth applauding for.
Yeah, does the 13 go by the 5? And it doesn't have to go clean to the pocket with the 11 being there. Just as I think as long as it can get by, I think the combination is on. Okay. He doesn't seem too worried, so it seems to me the combination must go, huh, Danny?
Yes. Yes, it definitely does.
He'd like to get on it now, but if there's not a clean route to get on it, don't take any chances. Just use the 15. And he's got a chance of still touching the 5 and making the combination as well. Yes. But the 5 could mess him up on the next shot if he was to rub the 5 right there. So
control it all.
And if he elects to shoot the 13 here, he's going to have to draw out of this, I think, Danny, and just cheat the pocket. And he's stretched.
If he does anything else, he'll run into the 5. He's got to hit this straight on and draw.
Yeah. He's going to show off his stroke here, ladies and gentlemen. He's just going to try and bring the cue ball right on the line that's on now going to the 13. Don't let it wander towards the 7. Great shot. Really good control. Always so impressed how easily these champions draw the ball.
Good out.
Dennis having a little fun calling the corner, but then calling the side.
Okay, Greg McCorby from Louisiana. Thank you. Mike McKierman from Illinois. Bert Morris from your state of Texas. Jim Mulhall from Florida. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much again for the continued support. Danny had talked about tomorrow at noon we'll have the straight pool starting. We're racing to 150 points. It should be several hundreds ran, I believe. Funny things happen in that game, but you still think with these guys.
Great equipment, great balls. I don't think there'll be many safeties. We're going to see all offense, I believe.
Filler to break with a 3-2 lead. This is both of these players' final match for the 8-ball event. Little off. Oh, he got a little kiss there. Nice kiss to get on the stripes, and the stripes are very available. Nice opening shot on the 13 to where he can just kind of stop and hold for the 9.
Yeah, they're sitting good.
Yeah, he'll have some concern. He may go forward and try and get to that 11-10 if it's laying good, and I wouldn't blame him, because then he can just knock those two off and come back down table for the other ones. And when you're going down table like this, you want to look to see where you want to get, but don't feel like it's so critical because you have choices. You have 2 balls you're working with. A lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves, like shots like that. Oh, I got to get exactly here. Well, free that stroke up knowing that you have a little bit of room because you're playing for 2.
And if he didn't fall there, he had the 10 to go further and fall on him later.
Right.
But right now, he's got control of everything. I don't see him not running out.
Not getting enough angle here was a little bit of a mistake, but he'll have to shoot the 15 from distance. But the problem is he's going to have to go into the 1 a little bit. It shouldn't be a problem overall with the 14 kind of hanging over the pocket.
I think he's got an angle on this 10.
No, he does have a little bit, but I'm saying he can't get. I don't think he can get past the 8 or anything like that. I think he's just going to come up and take the shot on the 15, and I just don't think he can fall straight in. So he's going to have to hit the 1 here. He just needs to make a decision how he wants to hit it.
Thing about a long shot, you don't have to play position in this case.
Right, and that's most of the time when you'll see the players settle for the longer shot when position is pretty natural. All right, got a little bit on the offside, but it's still okay because the 8 does pass the 6.
Yeah, he'll have a little longer shot, but straight as he shoots, I don't think it's a problem. Great playing.
Well, if every player runs 100 this coming week, these next 4 days, I'm taking Filler to do it in the least amount of time. Who you got? I think Filler would run 100 quicker than any of these guys.
Well, I got to see it yet. You know what I mean? I saw a little bit human nature in him yesterday, so I'm not going to give him 100-ball runs right away.
Now Dennis to break in Game 7, trailing 4-2.
Well, here's some more previous supporters. Thank you, Richard Murdoch, Michigan. Victor Now from New York. Bob Osborne from Wisconsin. And Bob Osalinnik. Bob Osalinnik from New York. I goofed that one. But thank you anyway, even though I said it wrong.
No, I think you did pretty well. All right, Dennis has had some issues with the break at times. A little better hit, but still, he's just getting a glancing blow a lot of times. He's made balls. And look at this. The balls look a little funny, but look how nice the stripes are. Wow. The 12 will go. He maybe has to shoot the 11 away to open on the 12, but it may pass the 11. Only issue I see here is the 8, huh, Danny?
Not really. Not with the ball hanging in the side. You can fall on that and get to the 8 to the left-hand corner, I think.
It's going to be real close, but with the 7. But once he shoots the 12, he may move that 7 anyways.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Other than the only problem with leaving the 14 is how am I going to get on the 9? I got to figure out how. That's the ball that you would probably use to get on the 9.
Yeah, that's the only ball downstream there.
Yeah, and I'm like Danny. I would like to use the 14 to fall on the 8, but I got to have my thoughts about how I'm going to get on the 9, though.
Yeah, you got to get rid of all those other balls first. He doesn't have the right angle. He could have gone to the 9, but not there. Where did he get here?
Okay, he did pretty well here. I think he's going to shoot the 12. He probably checked to see if the 8 passed, I'm thinking, if the 12's removed. And so if he just rolls forward a hair, he'll have a cut on the 11. Then he can use either the 11 to get to the 9, or he'll use the 15 to get to the 9. I think anyways. And then is he drawing for the 9 now? Oh, okay.
No, he didn't. He didn't want to. He could use the 14 to get to the 9, but that's the ball to get to the 8 with.
I might use the 11 now and pull the cue ball around a few rails. Oh, he's going to bump it.
He can knock it open. That's another good thing.
Yeah, especially with
That
the balls
did it.
hanging.
There's no more problems.
And that's when I do agree with, even though we snooze the call, but that's when I do agree rearranging them when they actually rearranging them with insurance makes the rack much easier. Like you don't have to have much cue ball control to fall on that 8 ball.
Yeah, he got good now.
And really great thinking. And now I'm really in a position where, even though it's early, I think he needed to win here on his rack, on his break.
Good out. That's what's good about great players. When they get out of line with their original thought, they could improvise. And they do it very well.
And Kenny Schumann with our opening here, introducing Joshua, mentioned that he is going to have his debut at the Moscone Cup just in a few weeks' time in Las Vegas, representing Team Europe.
Yeah, for the misfortune of the U.S. team.
Yeah, well, I think the Americans are going to be just fine. I think that, without getting into it too much, they just, one shot at a time pool out there in that short race to 5. I think they're going to be just fine. But one thing about the rookies in the Moscone Cup, and for the most part, they've done really well, but there's not really that middle of the road from what I've seen on the rookies. It's almost like they're either MVP or the moment gets to them a little bit. You know
Could
what I mean?
be, yeah.
And that happens. I mean, if there's any moment in pool and you're pulling for your country and you're that type of person, it could overwhelm you.
and the stands are filled. It's sold out.
Oh, yeah. Very much a lot of emotion in the room.
Yep.
Okay, he's made one of each, which is pretty much what you want, besides making two of each. He's got a long distance 5 ball. He's got a thin cut on the 12. He would, I think, rather try to have solids, even though the stripes are doable as well. It's just a matter of getting the first one down, whichever group he picks. He's certainly not a man, I don't think, that's looking to play safe. It's got to be a real critical situation, like no chance to run out. Oh, he is. Okay, he is playing safe. Wow, he didn't call anything and shooting away like that. So this is like exactly what we want to see. Dennis Orcullo, who comes off the back rail, just probably better than anybody on the planet. He's going to shoot at something here, whether that be the 4 or the 12. Don't think the 13 goes by the 1. But what he's doing here, Danny, is he's making him shoot at the stripes, right? I mean, the 4 goes, but he wants him to have the stripes. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, but I don't think there's a big difference.
No, the stripes are doable. The 15, I think, goes from just a little bit of an area over by the 2.
But he's got a tough long shot right now, but he shoots very good from the end rail.
Yeah, I love watching it. I don't like having to do it, but I love watching it. I'll tell you that.
He did it.
Yeah, great shot. And like I said, I think there's an area right over by that 2 ball that the 15 is makeable, and it will open the 8, of course. What a shot, though. How pure did he hit that ball off the end rail?
Well, he caught a little of the rubber there, but it went in.
What, with the cue ball he caught a little of the rubber?
No, the ball he hit.
I didn't see anything but net, but...
No, he hit part of, he made it through the left side of the pocket, but it went.
Is he going to draw into this 5 ball here? I don't think that's necessary. I think I would try to work with shooting the 9 and then get, unless the 15 doesn't go, I thought it went. But if he goes forward into the 8, he doesn't have to get a shot on anything, I don't think, with the 5 being there. I'd like to take the 9 away and then...
You're right. Then he could shoot the 10. I don't know if the 11 goes by the 4.
Well, if he goes off the top of the 8, he could still fall below the 2 and end up with not much. Now he's got the 15. That was nice speed, but that kind of shot isn't always 100%. And what I mean by that is getting position, right?
Right.
You might consider it a little unlucky if you don't get a shot, but it does happen.
When we all started playing, we thought making the ball was important. Now we know that you got to play position too.
Okay, he can fall on the 9 here and then get on the 10 and open for the 11 some kind of way. I don't think it goes by the 4 in the side, but I don't think he has to get shape on the 11 or 10 right here to...
I think the 11 goes in the other side.
Does it go by the 4?
By the 10.
Oh, yeah, that side. But, okay, so he's just going to come down the right side of the table now.
I think so.
Okay, if it goes there, he'll just come
See
all the
where
way
he's
down
pointing?
2 rails. Yeah.
The Filipinos like to point.
And with 2 there and a couple open pockets on the 10, he doesn't have to have great position, meaning it doesn't have to be a perfect angle on the 11. Main thing is don't overrun. Overrunning too much is...
He's overrunning.
Yeah.
He did it. I don't think he's got the 15 anymore.
You mean the 11?
The 11.
Yeah, he's got it, but if he's got only a portion of the pocket, that makes things tougher when you got to cut it.
Especially with the 10 sitting there.
Yeah, he's gonna go the end rail and back up, and I think just take a little bit longer shot on the 10, but then he's still gonna have to fall in a small area for the 8. He may come all the way back down. I doubt it. I think
shot.
He watched the 1.
Yeah, he used
Watch the
English he
1.
didn't need.
And he hit it a little full too.
I think he's got it.
Yeah, what do you do here though? You got to go forward some type of way to get to the 8. I think he's okay. I think he can get past the 5 without rubbing it, and if he does rub it, he can still shoot it just at the right speed to where the 5 doesn't still fall behind the 3.
I don't think he's going to rub the 5.
Yeah,
Then
I don't think he
might have
has to. That's for sure.
He might have a thin cut on the 8 after this, because it doesn't go by the 3, I don't believe.
That's the ball he'd like to get into with the cue ball is a 3. Pretty full hit on that.
No, it's going wide of that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, then it may catch the 5 then, if it's going wide of that. Yeah, he cheated it with English.
Oh, he hit the 3. Good call.
Yeah, he cheated it with inside.
He got good.
Yeah, that way he could hold the line a little bit. A lot of people think outside holds the line right there, but when you put that outside on it, it makes the cue ball just want to jump left off the ball. The inside kind of curves the cue ball into an unnatural route, and a great out there by Dennis Orcullo.
He performed surgery there. Okay, I got to say thank you to John Palmore of Texas, Don Pappas of Florida, Dustin Parrish, Maryland, Jack Piantino from Wisconsin, Mark Powell, Maryland, Tony Rapone, Nevada, and Bob Rasmussen from Colorado, Jim Ribeiro, California. Thank all you guys. I'm thanking you for all the players, because that's where the money comes from to pay them.
And we're tied at 4 games apiece. Definitely a different pace we had than we did in the earlier match, and that's a lot.
Yeah, let's see the shot you called where he can
watch
go
all
into
this
the
writing.
3.
Yeah, watch all the writing she puts on, and that's so the cue ball will hold more of a line going forward.
Yeah.
So he actually has to cut the 10 a little more doing that, but the cue ball will hold it. It's actually the cue ball's diving in from a different angle because there's a little curve on the cue ball when you apply left or right English.
Exactly.
But what a touch, right?
Very good. Uh-oh.
Awful. And I had commented how many problems he had scratching earlier in the week. A lot of those were his fault. That one there was just a bad kiss.
Right. The ball's out in space. It wasn't like hanging near a pocket or anything. It was a good shot.
And I think you'll see Filler go right to the 3 ball here, taking care of the only solid problem, and then go up table to get those 1, 5, 6 and all that. Now, one thing he may do, I don't think he will, but I think he may open up this 4 by knocking the 7 away somehow as well. But I really like just shooting a 3 and getting down here and dealing with this 5, 1, and 6, Danny.
Well, he definitely has to shoot the 3 first.
And he doesn't have to come dive down here. Actually, the 6 is very accessible. Now, looking again, he can take care of that. Shoot the 3, take care of the 7 and 4 and 2. And you'll notice the 1 and the 5 make it very easy to fall on the 6 later on the rack. So after looking at it a second time, I think he should probably go ahead and take care of the 7, 4, and 2.
Yeah, get rid of those balls and then figure out how to get the 6.
Yeah, I kind of panicked from the booth there thinking the 6 was tougher than it is, but with the 5, he didn't want a collision there. It's not going to hurt him overall, and
But like I always say, don't hit balls that already passed somewhere, because you can only make them worse.
yeah, and he's kind of shaking his head. I believe it's not because of the 4 getting repositioned in a funnier spot or he's in a tough spot here. It's because he's not happy with the stroke. He intended on doing one thing, and there had to be something to do with the stroke that made it do another, right, Danny?
Right.
I mean that's all it is. I mean these players they're fine-tuned, and I'm really wondering why he's taking a chance at missing.
He overcut it.
Yeah, but why you take a chance at missing? Just play better position on the 4. The 2 went in easily. I'm really baffled that that's one thing about 8-ball. You can use your mind to avoid missable balls.
Well, it's good for the players that got to deal with this kid for 30 years that he has flaws.
And Dennis has got his he's got a lot of work. And now if the 9 and 11 is just not missable, I got to wait on the 13. I want to leave the 14 to do something with the 15. So I don't want to knock the 14 in right now and then really take away one of the balls that are going to be helping me here in a little bit.
Well, where did he go here? He's got the 11.
Yeah. Well, definitely. It's got some work, that's for sure.
Got a lot of work.
Well, he's a little too thin on the 12 really to take any chance, and he's elevated, but I'll tell you what he could do. He could shoot the 11 and the 12 and have an angle on the 10 that just go right into the backside of that 6 and 15 and all that. And the way the balls are laying, I can't believe he would not come away with a shot, Danny. You know what I mean? Because the 13, 14 both go up in the upper corner by the 2.
Yeah. Those are like the insurance situation.
Right. And I think you can hit it with enough speed to move the object balls a decent ways, and it'll be a solid enough hit to slow the cue ball down. So I don't think he has to break with these 2.
He doesn't.
And if they're not laying well to break, you really don't have to break with them. Now, he's going to shoot the 13 and break, but the thing about this is he needs speed on the object balls, right?
Yeah, you got to
with
get
the 1
6
yeah.
past the 14.
And with the 1 being there, the 15 can't just get tickled away and it goes in the corner. You need some speed on the cue ball. So a full hit on the 13 may not do a whole lot for him. He's going to try and just exclusively hit the 15 away, I think. Not hardly touch the 6.
The 6 away, I believe.
Maybe. That's what I was worried about, falling to this end rail. But he's got the 12 if he doesn't have one of the balls on the side.
He might have the combination 15-14.
Tell you another thing that's so impressive is he knew he had to put extra speed on that to get a lot of movement on the cue ball, on the object balls, and he didn't mind firing that ball in the corner.
He did it very nicely. I think he got a roll here. The 14 is dead. You call it wired. I call it dead.
And it was
no
close.
More problems.
Yeah, no more problems is right. He's still got to pay attention to what he's doing.
Well, I think he will.
Yeah, because he's still. I think he's almost got to shoot the 12 here, just because the 10's a little funny going by the 4. I think so. He really needs to play for that upper right hand corner on the 10. What I mean by pay attention is he's going to have a good speed and a good path to get to the 15. With the 6 being there, it's not wide open. And you'll notice the 1 covering up the pocket, so he needs to play a little bit of a short side, and he's going into the 6.
Where are you going?
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, a little bit more of a glancing blow on the 6. That could have been problems. But he hit it dead square in the face.
Yeah, he's playing very hard.
And we'll watch the all-ball fouls with the 1 ball being here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was close to hitting it with the shirt.
Yeah, and he had one the other day where he couldn't get his chin down on the cue because of a ball, and he missed a real easy ball. He had to shoot from an awkward angle, and he missed. So he probably remembers that.
Well, he's playing hard because this 1,000 can buy a lot of eggs in the Philippines.
Oh, it's amazing. Don't have to tell too many stories about that, but we didn't have time to go to like a regular restaurant there. One time we were in between matches or something. There were several of us over there. And the guy sent me with like a 10 to feed like 6 of us at McDonald's, and we got apple pies and everything. I mean, the whole 9 yards. It was amazing. I love the Philippines. You said you had never been there before, right?
No, but it excites me because I feel like it's like Florida. I guess there's good fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Just got to know where to go.
All right. One fact about Philippines, and I think I'm always wrong when I say this, that it sounds like crazy. I think there's 7,000 islands.
More.
Or is it 700 islands? 7,000 something.
7,108.
Right, exactly right. But every time I think about it, I'm telling somebody that, I'm like, no, it's 700. And then I'm like, no, it's 7,000. That's right. And it's just an astronomical number.
Yep.
FILLER with a nice opening shot, cut shot in the side. He got off angle on this combination, though, Danny. Really off angle. Not saying it's so much missable, but he has to hit it with some speed to get position. He's got to cut it a little bit.
Yeah, it's hardly missable, but the position is going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, if he could just roll it in, that's one thing. But the 13 is going to come up a little bit. So anytime you got to shoot a combination with a little more speed, the ball can bobble. The 11 can oh wow.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I didn't know that went.
Well, now what? You got the 12 up the corner.
Well, he's going to shoot maybe a long distance 15 ball. He better watch out here. If this ball spins behind the 3, the 8's going to maybe give him nothing.
He does have nothing.
Yeah, he needed to get to a safe zone up table and get that long shot on the 15 to guarantee something and just stay off the rail.
Yeah, he was playing a little wild.
And now it's going to consequently give up ball and hand behind it, which is...
That'll be the end of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much immediate death in this game.
You got to shoot the 3. Or the 1, but shoot the 3 and go forward and shoot the 1 in the corner, I think.
Yeah, 3 in the side, you mean? 3 in the side, you mean?
Yeah, you could do it all different ways here.
Yeah.
He's going to get out.
I'm a firm believer in falling into position, falling the ball into position when you can. When they're real short like this, I don't mind as much because the cue ball the object ball won't go as far as the cue ball as it would in the side, but he needs to just mainly make sure he gets position with a little angle on the 6. But I totally agree with you, Danny. I always explain it as far as like if you're going to throw a ball in front of you, how accurate are you going to be compared to if you're going to throw a ball behind you?
And I always tell him when you got ball in hand, shoot the ball that would be toughest to play position for.
That's right. Okay, he wants to get pretty full here on this 7, just to drop down for the 4. And just come straight up the table, playing the 2 in the same pocket as the 4. No reason to really even worry about trying to hit the ball a little harder, shooting the 2 in the side and dropping for the 4. Just take the natural path here.
Yeah, he'll have the 6 or the 2 in the same pocket.
Right.
Nicely done.
He needs to go a little bit, but
Oh, he's okay.
yeah, he's close enough. He should be able to, even if he needs to kill the cue ball over on the left side of the table, it should be a problem. Otherwise, he'll just come naturally across with good speed. Little thick hit. Oh, he came for the side. Okay. I think you see more players play for the side these days than you used to.
Well, you see that a lot in straight pull. The side is a saver.
Right. But, I mean, like, it seems to me guys years ago would settle with moving the cue ball a little less and taking the shot in the corner rather than moving the cue ball so much more for just a hair of an easier shot in the side. And myself, I'd much rather shoot the ball in the corner. I'm more accurate shooting in the corners than I am the sides.
Well, like I said, I played a lot of straight pull, and the side saves you a lot.
Right. Where I'm from, they don't play a ton of straight pull.
But I was on the road one time, and I wound up in the pool room in Dallas, and Mike Massey was there, and he played me straight pull. I said, in Texas, I got a straight pull game?
Yeah, they're few and far between. I played, I think, 2 matches of straight pool in Houston in my life, and both of them were from guys that were not from Texas.
So you had a chance.
And I had the same thing as you. Yeah, no, I did pretty well playing the game, but it's just not a lot of it down south.
Well, Texas does have one pretty good straight pool player.
Dick Lane?
Dick Lane, you hit it.
Dick Lane, and don't forget about, we just lost him not long ago, Bob Vanover, who played everything really well.
He died?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, what a shame. Good man.
Bob, incredible, one of the best players probably ever that had a full-time job his entire life.
Right, he didn't need to play pool.
He wants to have a call on the 2 ball, or is he trying to get it cleaned? He may be trying to get it cleaned.
Well, other than that, the ball has to be totally over the line.
Right. If anything's touching, that's it's no good. It's considered in the kitchen and not shootable after the break if there's a scratch. And I like that rule, Danny, just because it's clear, cut. You don't have to make some type of decision on if it's over 1/2 or.
I want to know how we came with over the kitchen. Weenie Beanie used that too. Over the kitchen?
It's a Southern thing, I guess.
Over the kitchen? You don't cook or anything.
No, I said in the kitchen. In the kitchen.
Okay.
The kitchen is the area behind the head
I
shrinks.
know what it is, but how did it become that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was long before my time.
I played Moses.
Well, I'm getting the feeling here that Filler's losing his cool a little bit, and I hate to see that. He was up 4-2, and now has lost 4 in a row. He's not going to like this. This is just a one-pocket shot. Feather the 12, come right back on the 12 and 8. And Dennis has played a lot of one pocket. Yeah.
Pretty good. He snookered him on everything.
Yeah, he should call something here, though. Don't just get down and hit it.
Yeah, I know it. Oh.
Wow, what a shot.
That
What
was
a
worth,
shot.
That was worth that happening. Man, that was great.
What a shot.
Might be the game winner.
He's a little closer on this 7 than he thinks. If he puts a little bit of right to help this, okay. Nice shot. He'll just come up the left side of the table for the 8 in the lower right-hand corner.
That was a great shot. It won the game.
It sure did.
He's still alive. Yeah, that one goes on our special tapes. You know, Pat has that. I should say DVDs, no longer tapes. It went right in, too. Like, he couldn't have hit it that good without being snookered. We're going to replay that shot because that's worth seeing again.
Well,
Look at this.
Yeah, the 5
Went
just
straight in.
splits the pocket. Perfect. Little bump on the 13 for position on the 7.
And I want to tell you, that diagonal kick is very tough to judge because high or low changes the hit.
Yeah, any one-rail kick when the ball's out in the middle of the table, much tougher than trying to use like 2 rails when the ball's near the table.
Oh,
Near the
missed
rail, excuse
side.
me. Okay, first look, not only from the starting shot, but does the 7 go on the side? The 15 doesn't go. The 7 goes on the side. He's got the 1 and 4 right there to play real tidy position, meaning you want to get close to it.
I think it goes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the angle's not too much. I know that I think the 15's definitely clear of it, but is it just like too small of an angle?
Yeah, when it is an extreme angle like that, what Jeremy is saying, you better have a ball close that you don't have difficult position for, and that's the case with the 7. I think he can go to it off the 6 right now, 2 rails. Get rid of it. That's a problem.
Well, I'd look and see if the 6 passes the 2 all the way down, and for a couple reasons. If he's full enough on the 5 where he can drop down, maybe trying to get on the 7 right now, and if not, having the 1 right there as insurance, that's what I would be looking at. And if the 6 doesn't go by the 2, I knock the 6 away first before I shoot the 5 or the 1-4. So I think looking now, he's got to shoot the 6. Get down on the 1-4, deal with the 7, and leave the 5 for the side, maybe, Danny?
Yeah, he's got to have an easy shot when he shoots the 7 because there's not too many places you can go off the 7.
Well,
so you need something close by.
Yeah, and if he gets close enough to it and he's full on it, he could fall forward just a little bit for the 3 in the corner, which is also another ball he's going to have to deal with. And also at the same time, he can bump these. He can go into these also, having the 5 and the 1 right there. So if he got enough angle on this 4, he can come 1 rail right at the 7-15.
Yeah, he's got that angle.
There's nothing wrong with that either. I think he can come right at it and play position for it myself. I think he's got the nice angle on the 4 to come one rail right at the 7, get real full and close on it. No, maybe not. I just love seeing him when they he's going to go at it now. He's breaking it out, I think. Oh, no, he's coming 2 rails trying to fall in that position, and he got perfect, right?
Yep. He did. Got to shoot it. It's a problem. Shoot it while you got balls to fall on that are easy.
Yeah, I guess he's got a little bit of angle where he's going upward, meaning he can't quite get on the 3 going forward. He can't quite just stop and make a 1 ball so easy. He can't quite just stop and make a 5 ball so easy. So he kind of fell in that one little position to where this shot isn't easy.
Well, he wasn't thinking 7 to the 1, or that would have made it easy. He was planning something else, but he still could handle it. I think you got to shoot the 7.
Well, the thing about the 7 is he just doesn't want to shoot it with low English. He doesn't want to have to hit it with any speed going into that small angle into the side. So,
well, the cue ball's not going far.
No, I think he needs to realize how easy this is, especially as great as he is. Just roll it in a little forward. If I got a little angle on the 1, that's okay. If he tries to draw all this, he makes this missable, though, in my mind. Ooh, he caught a little bit of the point going in, but...
Well, he's got the 5. He can go to the 1 after the 5.
Again, he's got some traffic, and the way they're laying, if he keeps the 2 and 3 last, I think I probably try and get full on the 2 to drop below the 3 in the side, maybe, rather than coming across with all that traffic.
Good layout that way.
He may go ahead and draw up the table on the 3 right now because the 2 goes up long as well. Just depends on what angle. If he's going into the 15 with high, he's going to draw the ball for the 3.
Well, I think he could shoot the 1 without hitting the 15.
And come across for the 2, huh?
Right. A little right-hand English. Make sure you don't spin. Well, he's doing something else.
Yeah, he must really feel like he's going into the 15.
Yes, he is.
So he's going to use his touch, fall into that gap over there. As long as he doesn't get too thin, he's good.
He got to the 3 where he can control it to the 2. Well, there's so many balls on the table when you're running out that there's a lot of different ways you can go.
And there was a lot of room, but still, you got to say great shooting, not touching another ball, really clean pattern, and kept himself where he has a lot of options. And as we talked about through the week, options are your friend playing 8-ball. Well, we have a player timeout at the table. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with a 7-5 score. And what is our 14th match in this 11th event in the Make It Happen series. We're here in Edison, New Jersey, playing the 8-ball Invitational. I'm Jeremy Jones with Accu-stats Video Productions, joined by Hall of Famer Danny DiLiberto. Oh,
there it goes again.
And there's that cue ball problem he's had. And that, not only in this event and the rest of this match, that's going to be concerning for Dennis, because he plays a lot of 10-ball, and those 2 breaks are very similar. And if he's catching the rack like he is now, what happens when he gets in a challenge match or another 10-ball tournament here soon, Danny?
Yeah. And the break has cost him getting in the finals.
I agree. He had one match where he escaped having 4 scratches on the break, but the other one he had several as well, and he took a loss. Filler, though, he's got a lot of work, not only with a few of the openings solids here, but the 3 and the 4, they appear like they go, but what about the 8? So something he's got to pay attention to whenever you don't have a lot of open room to maneuver the cue ball. Okay, he's going to get on the 4 now. This tells me maybe the 8 goes. Maybe.
I think it does.
Okay, if the 8 goes, that makes a big difference. Like,
Well, he got on the 50-yard line here. I think he's got the 3.
Yeah, he's got some angle on it, though. But if the 8 goes, I don't mind shooting it away now. You can play for the 1 last. If the 8 goes, you can shoot the 3 away.
3, 2, 1, 8.
Or 3, 2, 6, 1, 8, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 6 is there yet.
Yeah, but the 6 plays real nice to fall on the 1. So he needs to, he's just going to hold it. Okay, nice shot. Where he got here, okay. Since he fell so nice on the 6 now, he's going to play the 6, 1, 2, 8, and that's fine. It's probably even more proper, huh, Danny?
I think so. Let's travel with the cue ball.
Got a little elevated there, though.
Oh, he's over the top.
Yeah, that's just
That's a little careless.
That's just a little bit, yeah, more paying attention. Just pay attention a little more. Just no reason not to get that extra inch. You're going to be so close to the 2, you can cheat whatever angle you need. And great shooting and
Good out.
yeah, great
Didn't
out.
take him long.
Real controlled. And that's 7-6 now, trailing. He needs a break and run. We're getting near that finish line here. We're racing to 10, alternate the break. Both these players have been eliminated from our final tonight at 9:30, but playing for a lot of pride and some financial differences between the two. Between the two of winning and losing, I'm talking about.
Not only that, it's good for your confidence to win. You know, you don't want to go into your next matches after a loss if you can help it.
Yeah. And as far as, you know, these two will meet each other a lot in the future, but just, you know, Filler being 20 years old, he's a young man, but it wasn't long ago he was playing pool when he was 13, 14, 15, and right when, you know, Dennis, now he's still dominating, but right when Dennis was really starting to dominate, so I'm sure he got to watch Dennis play a lot. And that might be something special to him to beat what might be one of his heroes.
Well, I heard he started playing when he was 10.
Right. So that's not a long time, 10 years, and at such a young age to get to the status he's gotten. Moscone Cup, wins the China Open this year, a deep run at the U.S. Open.
That's a big win, the Chinese Open. You know he had to play some players there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's, you know, our sport has certain tournaments that we consider really big tournaments, and in a short period of time that the tournaments in China have really escalated up that pole, right? And have really become big events.
Yeah, yeah.
And not just because of money, but because of the class of players involved. You know, money is one thing, but when you can comment about beating a field like the U.S. Open or the World Championships or some of the tournaments in Asia, and those are the types you remember. Great shot there, drawing the cue ball in between the 9-14 without any collision. I'm guessing maybe the 15 goes by the 11. That's why he can fall on it now with no.
It goes.
Okay.
And he'll use
maybe
the
not.
14 to get to the 8. But
And
the 11 goes for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If it's any kind of tight, he can just shoot the 11 in and kind of shoot short side on the 15 with no problems, shooting it by the 5.
Yep, good. He's got a little angle to go one rail to the 14.
And I think Danny's talking about drawing the ball here.
No, I think he can go forward. He's got an
You
angle.
mean by the 2 ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he could draw it too.
Yeah, you don't want to draw it, but I was just wondering, he's going forward for just a long shot in between these two. Watch out for the 8 here.
Wow.
Watch out for getting elevated as well. Wow, okay.
That was a dangerous pass, but he handled it.
Yeah, if he catches any piece of that 6, the cue ball could have got slowed down and got right behind the 2. So a little risk there. Great execution, though. A little bit of a tester on this 8. And to be at that level at such a young age, Danny, we know he's a straight shooter, right? We don't even have. You could just hear about a person, and if he's that age in our sport, straight shooting is definitely one of his strong suits. I would have to guess, right?
You're right. When I was 20, I didn't know the balls were round.
Okay, tied back up at 7 apiece. And we really only had one lopsided match in this event, and that's kind of what we expected. All the players coming in form because of it's that time of the year where there's so many big events. It used to be always the fall going into the winter. Everybody was in stroke because there weren't near as many summer events, but now there's events year round. Big events.
Yeah, in Buffalo, they don't even go into pool room in summer.
Right. But yeah, with the format, even without the alternate break format, I kind of felt like there were going to be a lot of close matches and probably some lopsided just because one player's just going to take over and break and run 6 or 8 racks. But with the alternate the break, I expected 10-7, 10-8 or greater. He's made a strike. And he's got a nice opening shot on the stripe. He's got a 9 ball that's got issues, though.
Yeah.
11 and 12 appear to have issues, but once he knocks 11 in the lower left, the 12 really opens up for the lower right. So really the 9 ball's the one to get at.
That's the only big problem here.
Looking here, can he shoot? It looks to me like he could shoot the 15 and fall for the 10 in the right side, giving yourself a natural angle to fall behind the 9 and the opposite left side. Is that okay, Danny?
Yeah, the 9 does go inside once he gets the 15 out of the way. It probably goes anyway.
Right. Yeah, he's really got no issues with the 11 and 12 overall. I like shooting the. Is he waiting on the 9? Is he shooting the 15 and getting on the 11 now? I don't think that's necessary, Danny. I think he really needs to address the 9 as quick as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's pulling the cue ball over. He must have something he likes getting from the. Whoa. Yeah, he doesn't want to bump the 12.
Well, he didn't get the right angle on the 10 to get to the 9.
Yeah, but he must have something in mind that he likes later in the rack. He wanted to come get these 3 and then shoot the 10 to get on the 9, I guess. But
yeah, he can get a better angle on the 10.
And he was a little more worried about the 11 than he should have been. He's got to realize that the 11 from one side of the table really opens up the 12 with no problems. Wow, that's a great touch not to be able to move that 12 at such an extreme angle. You don't have to shoot this. What's he doing? The set 12 goes right by the 7 with no problems.
I think he's bluffing.
Well, I think he just doesn't realize it just yet. And I think that's why you saw him go after the 11 so quickly, as he didn't realize that the 12 would open up by the 7.
Well, he's got a chance to go from the 12 to the 9 with the right angle.
Yeah, and you may see him do so, and you may see him do so even more if the 5 wasn't there. I think he's really going to use the 10 to get to the 9. I think there was something he had in mind right from the get. And I'm not sure exactly what that was. That's why I was wondering before. He thinks he can make the 9 off the back of the 6, which is doable.
Yeah, but I wouldn't bet on that one.
Yeah,
Well, he's still looking at that. I think that'll be fatal if he tries that.
Yeah. I think he's got to go for some type of short side on the 9. He doesn't need to get a great angle to get some type of long shot on the 8 afterwards. So
he can go to the 9 right now, but then you got to deal with the 13.
Or you mean the 5? Yeah, the 5. You mean
Well,
The path of the cue ball
Right.
running behind, yeah.
falling on the 9, you don't have to get it. Well, he's going to shoot this now. Get the angle on the 10 right now to go to the 9.
That must be what he likes.
So
And,
he's going to go forward.
oh, he got good.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is no easy shot with a high right ball. But he got a nice angle where he doesn't have to cream it to get over there. He's got to hit it well. This is the type when you miss it, you usually hit it thick, especially the speed he's hitting it at because he's not hitting it very hard. Great stroke. And that
Great.
should be enough. That should be enough. Great
Oh.
shot. Got a little elevated, but still he'd like to say I'm all right with this to win the game. He'd like to hit it with a top English ball, though. That's what he's trying to figure out. Is there any way I can go forward here and get on the 8? Because when I level out on this kind of 9 ball, I make it at a lot higher
tricky.
percentage. Yeah.
This is tricky. He didn't get full enough on the 9.
Yeah, now if the 7 wasn't there, I think he has a natural path to go by the 5 and get to the rail, but he could scratch off the 7. He could
Off
end up
the
by
5.
Right.
He can go in the side right off the 5.
I think he'll go by the 5, but he's hitting bottom anyways, so he's overcut it. He's overcut it.
Jumped up, too. Bad stroke.
And you can see this pattern pretty easy. Just 6-1, drop pretty full on the 5 to hold for the 2, and then the 8. And a big game at 7-7 there. We've had quite a few lead changes in this one. Filler starting off with the lead, then Dennis winning several in a row.
Oh, I think he got a little thin on this.
He certainly got a little thin.
Uh-oh. No
Never
problem.
a doubt.
Never a doubt is right. Great shot.
Now, one thing I've noticed about Joshua is, I don't know about you, but I was constantly chalking the cue. I constantly still chalk the cue when I'm playing just because I kind of thinking while I'm doing it. You know, it's kind of do it subconsciously or unconsciously, but he doesn't chalk the cue very often.
Well, certain chalks you don't have to.
I guess that's it. I've even seen him break the balls in an earlier match, shoot halfway through the rack, go get his chalk to chalk one more time, and then didn't chalk again until halfway through the next rack. Now, he's got the chalk at the table now, but in some earlier matches, even when it was his turn, the chalk was at his chair. Okay, there is a, not necessarily a pattern, but there is a striped solid sequence that the players, meaning they must alternate the solids and the stripes down the rack, and then the corners have to be a solid and a stripe on the corners. So it doesn't matter which ones you use as far as if you want to put do it with the solids being the head ball or the stripes being the head ball. And now up 8-7 and breaking. He's had some dry breaks and one scratch. Okay, and another dry break. Wow.
Stripes are real good here.
Yeah, he's going to have to shoot a little bit of a long distance opening shot because I don't think the 11 goes by the 10.
You don't? I thought it did. But if it did, he'd be there.
Oh, if it does.
It does go. That's why I said the stripes look good.
No, he's looking
Well,
at
maybe not. Well, that
Still,
changes
though,
things.
Yeah, but I mean, unless he feels like it being elevated. let's see the way the balls are here. 4, you'll want to shoot the 1 away real quickly, obviously, if you take the solids.
He's hoping hard that the 11
but
passes.
You can't take a chance on that, though.
No.
If the pocket's too small, you just go ahead and take the solids and you knock the 4 in and get the 1 out of there quickly, probably, unless you feel like you need to drop down for the 6 right now, and that's all right. Because you'll have insurance. If you don't get just right on the 6, you'll have the 2 on the side. Or you can use the 2 to get to the 6. Got a little flat there, though. But he really needs to get the 1 out of play, unless he doesn't mind shooting the 5 down the rail.
Not past that side.
Yeah, I mean, not when you have a choice to do something else. You don't want to do that.
You know, it's amazing how that side gets in the way when it doesn't even show.
Yeah,
that point is there.
It doesn't even make sense to me, really, to be honest with you, how that happens. It looks like you hit the ball perfect, and then bink, it just hits the point on the opposite side and comes out to the middle of the table. But the one thing about the 5 you'll notice, besides the 9, that side of the table is pretty wide open. So he didn't have to try and get perfect position right then. With the 6, 2, and 7 there, he had a lot of ways to get position on that 5, maybe even for the last ball.
Well, he did pretty well with it because the stripes look way better than the solids. But now it looks like he's got a good chance to get out. Got to draw the ball for the 2.
Yeah, I think I am drawing the ball for the 2 and making sure I keep the angle to go 1 rail and get real full on the 6, meaning cut the 2 in and go in between the 8-7 with the cue ball and get real full on the 6. The 7 goes in the upper pocket with no problems. You don't want to shoot the 6 thin. You don't want to be thin on the 6 to where you have a bunch of cue ball movement.
Well, he didn't get a great angle on the 2 to go to the 6, but he has an angle.
Yeah, he overran just a little bit, so this might make him shoot the 6 ball. But this is what I was talking about. He could creep into a funny position.
Well, I think he can shoot the 2, then the 7. Does the 8 go by?
It sure does, and he just needs to fall behind the 7 a little bit.
He's fine.
Here, I think I'm close enough. I fall a little bit behind the 7. I don't want to have to deal with the 12 ball. So just maybe half a ball behind the 7. A little distance doesn't matter.
He's fine.
No, worked his way through it. Not only with great skills, but I like the patterns he took, that's for sure.
Good out. Well, they can't make it to the finals, but they're sure entertaining the fans.
Oh, absolutely, and trying hard. And they'll be trying to make it to the finals for Saturday, though, and that'll be the straight pool.
Yeah.
And straight pool, we're not going to see hill matches in real, like we are here, but we're going to see a lot of incredible runs, triple-digit runs, that's for sure.
And it should be all offense. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of saves. Might see some scratches taken.
Okay, Dennis has had some issues with the cue ball on the break. Not so much dry breaking. We've all had dry breaks.
I don't think the score is right.
No, 8-8. 8-8.
Yeah, it's 8-8. Yeah.
8-8, please. Thank you.
What? 8-8.
Now it's correct.
Okay, initially said 8-8. We might have accidentally had the
Dennis breaks 8-8.
incorrect score there just for one moment. Okay, I talked about he's had some cue ball issues. Not so much making balls. It's been the cue ball, losing the rock. Oh, he almost lost it again.
He did.
He's made one, and it was a strike. Ooh, he got it elevated on everything. He's elevated on the 9.
He's got the 15. That's it. 2 might be in his way, but that's the shot.
The 15?
I think so.
By
Is
the
it-
5 ball, you
Oh,
mean?
is that the 11? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the 2 balls, he's really elevated here on the 15. He's real full on it, and he can get the upper left-hand part of the cue ball a little easier. The 9's a little closer to the pocket, but it's longer distance, and he's a little more elevated that way. So he's definitely going to shoot the 11. He's wondering, what can I get shape on? If I go through the 11 too far, I get like an extreme cut on the 12 or nothing on the 9. The 2 still covering up the 14. So he's got to think about this. I don't think he can shoot anything else other than the 11.
No, but I think from the 11, he can go to the 10.
He might get a. He might. I can't tell exactly how straight it is. He's pretty straight. He's thinking the 2's going to get him cut off.
No,
he's
he's got a little angle on the 15. On the
Yeah.
11, I mean.
Yeah, but getting. I think you're right. I think he can get to the 10, but he doesn't want to add extra speed, being a little jacked up. Still got to shoot it though. Whether he tries to roll forward and get on the short side of the 12 to the lower right.
Well, I don't think it lays that way. I think if you do
Is he
that,
ducking?
you're going.
He's ducking. He's chipping the 11
Oh,
and
I
laying him
can't
behind the
believe
12.
this.
There's something he doesn't like, that's for sure. Chipping the 11 and going behind the 12, or trying to. He didn't get there, though. He's left him the 1. Maybe. He's definitely left him a cut shot on the 3, I think. Maybe he didn't leave him anything. Maybe the 3 doesn't go by the 5, and the 11's got the 1 cut off, so. No, he's got the 1, okay. And these are doable, Danny, with the short side on both the 7 and the. He needs to hit that one, though. If he gets pinned here, he could be in big trouble.
Well, he might have the 2 up the corner, but that's not a gimme.
I don't think so. I don't think he has anything. And really, the error there was stay away from the underhit. There's
Which he
no way
did.
to get snookered on the 7 and the 2, meaning even if you get over top behind the 14, you have the 7. If you get over top of the 14, you're going to have the 2. There was really no way to really overhit that ball, and it was so crucial to get off that back rail. This is a killer here, huh, Danny?
Well, this is killer filler.
What do you do? I don't.
Well, the way he kicked the 5 in a little while ago, he might be able to kick something else.
He's looking at a 7-3 combination in the side that is about 1 out of probably 15 you make, something like that. Maybe 1 out of 12.
Well, if you're really desperate, I think he could kick into the 7, try to cut that in the corner.
I'll tell you what, I think he needs to try and be offensive. If he thinks he can, the way the balls lay, you know, Dennis can protect against him.
Yeah,
This is what I like. If he thinks he can do this, cut this right down in the corner. Just cut, spin it.
I don't know how close it is to the 7, the cue ball.
Oh, he's calling the 7, I think.
No, he's playing safe,
Well,
but not a good one.
yeah, and I just feel like the way the ball's laid, Dennis would have too much control. If he got him back next to that 10, Dennis would probably ticky the 14 and lay him behind that or whatever. He needed to try and make another miracle shot right there, I thought. He's leaving the victory of this game in Dennis's hands too much. Like, you expect Dennis to dog it?
No, Dennis will take advantage.
And with the 9, the 9's huge here. I come up and get on the 14 where I can drop on the short side of the 15 one way or another. And then,
He doesn't have a problem anyway.
yeah, well, he's got to pay attention, though. He needs to get at that 15 now, but the 9's going to help him a lot, meaning he doesn't have to have great position to get another shot.
Well, can he cut the 10 in and go 1 rail between the 7 and 15 and get on the 15, or is that too dangerous? Because if you don't get there, you got the 9.
Well, he can go with top inside English and go around the 5 for the 15 in the same hole. I think it's a little dicey trying to go in between the 7-15 1 rail.
Right, but he could do this, like you called. I think you got to do it now.
Yeah, and he's coming 3 rails, maybe for the side or the corner. I'm not sure which. Oh, he's in it with the outside, like you said, Danny. What a great shot.
He didn't.
What a great shot.
He heard me.
No coaching, Danny. Diliberto, no coaching. Okay.
Well, I like that because the speed was good.
He's
you know.
still, yeah, no, but that was a great call and really just,
But he's probably done that before.
well, not only that, I mean, he hit it perfect too. And then he's still got some concern because he needs to get full on this 11. He doesn't want to shoot the 11 full on the 12 because he doesn't want to shoot the 11 in the same pocket. He wants to shoot the 11 in the same pocket as the 9. He can cut the 11 from, out just a little bit left of the 3 in the same pocket as the 12, but then you're running to the 6 and you never know what might happen. So he wants to pull this out, not too far, but he has to pull it out some to get real full on this 12, and he didn't do it, I don't think.
Well, he could play the 12 and the 5 or the 11 in the same pocket.
He can, but I'm saying he would have rather been able to hold on that side and not have to run into this 6 ball after he shoots the 11. He's got to be aware, don't get elevated over the 3. Then you'll be stretched. Okay, he's going to slow roll it. That's
Good
how.
shot.
Yeah, I like that. Even though it made maybe an element of a skid on the ball a little bit, but I think it was worth it.
And he got the good angle to get to the 8.
Don't underhit it. There's only worries you can really do is underhit it. And a great out.
It's on the hill.
And I've seen that in a few times this week where Joshua, I think he should have really looked and say, hey, I'm playing the greatest players in the world. The way the balls are positioned, I really need to try and come with one rather than play a little
You're
bit
right.
of a safety. So
I think he should have shot the 7.
and we have a look at our rack track with FILLER opening, winning 4 out of the first 6. Dennis winning 4 in a row to catch him after 10 games. They split a couple, and then FILLER won 3 in a row. But now again, Dennis with a big run of 4 all the way to the hill and a 9-8 lead. And if you're just joining us, we're in match 14 of our round robin stages of the Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. We have another match coming up at 7 o'clock before our final tonight at 9:30. That match at 7 is Corey Deuel versus Darren Appleton. The two players my opinion, play the best 8-ball. And now, don't get me wrong, they don't have to win not the nuts to win this event or anything.
No, nobody is.
No, they all play so great, but I like their patterns the best, so that'll be fun to watch. And then Deuel will be back at 9:30 to face Jayson Shaw in the final.
But this would have been tough to predict. The top 2 players don't have a chance to be in the finals. Right?
Yeah.
Van Boening and Appleton?
Right, no.
Wow.
A great opening shot there. He needs that to go, though, the 5. He needs the 11 to be open. Have a pocket.
Yeah, there's no problems now.
Yeah, what a great shot that was. And really the only shot he had. Not only he was forced to shoot it, but he really responded with a great hit on that combination. He wants to fall full on that 15 somewhere where he could stop for the 11, either that or come across the table in between the 6 and 8 and get on the 11 and then wait on the 15.
How about getting on the 9?
Yeah, I was saying later on, but yeah, he'll just fall forward. You want a little underneath angle. You don't want to be that straight, do you, Danny?
He's got an angle.
Okay. I thought he would stay a little more underneath where he
No,
could
he's
just
got a
chip it
good
in and go
angle.
1 row over for the 11, but this is okay.
He's got an angle.
He did it anyway. He got over for the 11. Got to be aware of the speed here. He may just run right into the 6. That takes care of the speed. Oh, he was much more full on that ball than it appeared.
Well, he's a little thin on this one. Can he run into the 6? No. Oh, he's okay.
Yeah, he just kind of killed his ball. We're going to have another hill match here with Dennis breaking and And ironically, it's going to be his break that probably determines what happens here in this match. Winning the lag, getting to break in any hill situation. But I say that because it's been a lot of drama in his break this week. He's run a lot of racks, but he's had a lot of mishaps as well.
And they're playing hard for this 1,000. Oh, let's see that shot that Filler shot. Unbelievable.
Yeah, knowing he had sideboards, that being he had a bigger pocket because he could kiss the ball in off the 5, which he probably played it because
he did.
The 5 was away from the pocket. It's not like it was right over the top of the pocket. So
he definitely played it.
Yeah, because that actually made the pocket bigger than these sometimes unforgiving diamond corner pockets.
Well, that's why he got on the hill, but now he needs to hope Orcollo doesn't get a good break and run out.
Yeah, he's in the electric chair looking for a pardon, huh, Danny?
Yes, he is.
And, 8-ball, we haven't had as many 8-ball tournaments, but it seems like to me in the biggest moments between the greatest players, hill, it seems like there's always drama when it comes down to the hill, like in the 9-ball and the 10-ball, like
the fans hope so.
Yeah, rolling out, or sometimes somebody has to come with a great shot, or one gets kicked in, or
Usually, hill, you will see something funny happen. I don't think you're going to see a break and run out.
Yeah, it could be drama like a break dry, and really the balls are clustered, and young Filler gets out from nowhere. There's all kinds of situations. I've seen guys in this kind of situation, like a break and run out to the 8, and they snooker themselves, and they make an amazing kick cut shot on the 8, and so I can't wait to see what unfolds right here in our last game of the afternoon session here, day 4 of the Make It Happen 8-ball Invitational. Still have one more match later in the round robin.
How about making the 8 on the break?
There we go. That's the drama. That's the ultimate drama, probably.
It's not going to even move.
I don't know. It's been getting kissed up towards those sides a little more than I thought it would.
I don't think it's going to move.
Oh, no. That's maybe the drama that we weren't thinking
of also.
Well,
he's done that the whole tournament.
Yeah,
the break has beat him.
Yeah. It's supposed to be your friend, and it's been his friend a lot of this tournament. But, the ones that really cost him, it's the matches that he lost. It just may be a direct result from the break. He made balls, but you can see as well as I do, the stripes look pretty good, right? Unless there's one pin that I don't really see. Does the 10 not go anywhere right now?
It goes in the side.
Okay. I may have to look at shooting the 10 and getting on the 9, and then that makes the rack easy. You can fall on the 13, 15, connects into the side, letting you get easily on the 12. You can shoot the 14 maybe last to get on the 8 in the side. So we'll see. I think the 9-ball is the one he really needs to work on.
Let's see the Orcollo scratch.
Yeah, really a glancing blow on the cube, on the object ball, the
he
head
almost
ball.
hit someone on the foot.
And Filler's going to attack here with a little inside spin, spinning up to pretty full on the 9 to where he can drop for the 13. That makes Did he get there? Okay, he's going to use the angle to drop on the 13. That's okay, a little more angle. You just got to come to the rail and bounce back out, landing pretty full on the 13, huh, Danny?
Yeah. But he has to hit the rail and get full on the 13.
That's going to be just ideal.
Yeah, now he's got the 15 after that.
It helps you to go to the 12 just naturally with top English. You'll want to shoot the 13, 15, 12 in the corner, just holding a little angle on the 14 and ending this match 14 with the 8 in the side, I'm thinking, most likely. He might end up shooting the 8 in the corner if he's a little. Yeah,
it doesn't matter. He will have a clean shot on the 8.
The only way he'd shoot it in the corner is if he's a little concerned about that 4 ball, meaning when he's trying to bring the cue ball up table, he could maybe catch the 4. So he'll want some angle on this 14, but not too much. I think he can check the cue ball up with a little outside going by the 4.
I think he can go forward with a little left. 2 rails to the 8.
A little right, you mean? A little right. Yeah, a little top right. Is that what you mean?
Left.
Left? Left checks
Yeah.
it up, doesn't it?
No, it'll go around the ball. Well, he didn't need that.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this.
Yeah.
It doesn't go by. Oh, maybe it has half a pocket. I think it has just half a pocket. I think he's got enough.
Well, if it does, it wasn't because he played it.
Well, here we go on the drama, folks. He's going to make this ball hop a little. Oh, he's elevated too much. Don't have to elevate that much. He's just going over a little piece. He's going to make this ball, the cue ball, jump into the 8, making the 8 elevate over the edge of the 6. This is the type of shot when you just have ever so slight a piece, you don't have to make it get in the air that much. So if he elevates too much here, he may make the 8 deflect off and not make it, meaning he'll miss it. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. And a great way to end his 8-ball event here, huh, Danny, with a trick shot on the 8.
And it's good at this age to know that exists.
Yeah, and that'll wrap it up for Dennis Orcullo as well in the 8-ball event. Both these players will be back tomorrow playing straight pool. Our 14th match is in the books, 15th coming back at 7 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Jones with Accu-stats Video Productions, joined by Danny DiLiberto. We'll see you at 7 o'clock, and thank you very much.